Welcome. We're live. Oh my God. So whoosh, I can't believe it. So if you saw my stories, I actually finished um, before 7. So I've already had my. So what I've done is I've had my recovery boots, I've had my shake, and I've done a little bit of editing, which is fantastic. So I've already sort of got a lot of the things done today, which I wanted to get done. I do need to get some reels out there. I've been promising a reels for Leca deodorant, uh, which I really want to sort of try and get out. I really don't know if I can get it out tonight because I need to focus on making sure I'm okay. Now I understand why people sometimes take last year it was okay. I could get it done, do the reels and the live stream, and that was fine. The reels were pretty basic, but now I want really sponsor content. It's a little bit hard for me to get done. So I'm going to try and get the Lecker one done. They're being super kind and patient with me. So just as a reminder, with Lecker, you can go into Holland Barrett's and get 30% off. So of the deodorants, I still don't have why don't I have the deodorant with me? That's just ridiculous. So you can still get sort of 30% off of from Holland and Barrett. I love their deodorant. I've been raving about it all the time, and it's just a genuine plug for a genuinely awesome company. I absolutely adore them. It's one of the best relationships I've got in terms of the all the sponsors I've got. Just love them to pieces. So they've got that. UFO Labs as well during the whole time of here. If you use Way of Life, you get 10% off as well in terms of supplements. I'm religiously taking the supplements, and I think it's working. I mean, I don't know for sure, but even if it has a slight impact, I think what we saw yesterday, I need every help I can get. What we've got is John, so the running Dutchman has just said we will get one tomorrow. I will take you to Holland Barrett and I will hold you to that. So we will go into town and we'll go to Holland and Barrett. There you go. Sorted. One customer. John's joining me. So the running Dutchman is joining me tomorrow, which is going to be good. So I'm going to be putting him in the yellow banana suit, I think. So he gets the full experience. He thinks, yeah, let's see how it goes tomorrow. So we will have some fun for sure. So he's a good friend. Follow him, give him definitely a follow as well on Instagram as well as on YouTube. He's got some really great content. So a really genuinely lovely person. And Apple Labs, so there's the 10% off. I don't know if they would deliver to ploggers in Switzerland. That's a really good one. But if we ever meet up there, then I'll make sure that I get you some deodorant. There we go. So yesterday, I think what's really awesome is Paolo. So Paolo's bumped into. If you remember from a couple of live streams ago, Paolo, when I was just finishing off in the evening, doing the evening one, he just rocked up with a Coke in a bag full of ice, and then yesterday he saw. I'm getting some really nice comments in on Insta. Thank you so much. He saw the worst of me yesterday, so I really cannot say how much of a bad state I was in yesterday. He saw it. He was actually had his bike and he was forcing me to not push the buggy because I think he was genuinely worried for me. I was only like 600 meters from home, but I just had to sit down on the bench and just try and recover. I just was not feeling good yesterday, and it was amazing that I managed to get through to the live stream. It was amazing that I actually managed to get the kilometers done. So my plan was, I felt so bad. I went, right, okay, I'm going to break one of my rules, which is to run without the banana suit. So I had to do something like, I can't even remember, 1.6 kilometers or something like that. So I decided to do that not in the banana suit. I think it was more sensible for me not to do that after the live stream. So I went out without the banana suit on. I did pick up a piece of trash, which was good. And the plan was originally to only just get to 50 and not bother with 50.65. But I was like, okay, I'm doing this. 650 meters isn't a far away, so I did actually the full distance. But the caveat is there was a little bit without the banana suit. So um, yeah, I have to be sensible. To show you how bad I was, I've got a clip now that I videoed. I didn't dare put it on socials just in case people sort of started worrying. But after the live stream, I sort of went down and I was uncontrollably shaking. I was just, it was just like this. It was just so, I was destroyed. I just could not sort of just control my hands. And this is the video of me just saying, I'm going to just finish off the kilometers. Bearing in mind, this is a phone that has got stabilization on it. So it is trying to stabilize the image as best as it can. And even then it gives up. So this is actually the state I was in when I went out to finish off those last couple of kilometers after the live stream. Definitely got a cold to just get 2 kilometers done. Yeah, I was not in in a good state at all. Uh, I was shuffling slower than a walking pace, but as always, I prefer to shuffle and technically run, even though it is as slow as a snail. But yeah, I got it done. What I then did was I had some an ibuprofen. An ibuprofen, went into the bath, and I'm gonna have a bath tonight as well. So I went into the bath. That seemed to really help. Then I had some food, which was really good. Took a couple of ibuprofen before I went to bed, thinking what state am I going to be in? And I woke up the next day and I felt pretty good. I will not say I felt 100%. I definitely felt like I had a good sleep. I sort of was all dressed up and trying to sweat it out. I spoke to Yoris in Run X today. He said he thought it was heat stroke. I don't think it was. I think it was just a cold coming from Saturday hanging around. And yeah, I didn't have the shivers, so I had no symptoms from neck down, so that was good. So I felt comfortable running. Yeah, the sort of that standard thing of, yeah, are you in? Yeah, is your pain below the waist, or from your neck down? Yeah, I didn't have any of that issues. I still felt it sort of around here, like fuzziness and a bit phlegmy in the morning. But I thought, okay, this is fine. I can go out running, and I'll just see how it goes. Chrissy, a running hobblers friend, she said she's got to do a long run there, but she's being really sweet. I think her and Ian, I think they've deliberately that I think a lot of people are trying to help me as best they can, bearing in mind that this is during the week and things like that. So I think Chrissy changed her long run schedule just to be able to run with me. I'm pretty sure. Maybe she'll deny it, but I think she did. I have that feeling she did. So she said, "I've got to run a 26-kilometer route," and I said, "Oh, that's great." So I left later than planned, around 8:30, I think. I left, in fact, a little bit even later than that. So I had a really one of the sort of the late start days that I've had. I've had that oversleep one when I was later, but yeah, this was second. In fact, I did oversleep a little bit on the clock. Again, I slept through the alarm. That can only be a good thing, but only by about 10 minutes, so it was fine. I started running towards her, and I decided to make um, a plan, a different plan. So she was going to run sort of, she wanted to run for a bit with me on the long run. I was like thinking, okay, let's do 20 kilometers. And I was like thinking the best thing for me, what happened yesterday, I think was maybe a strategy was wrong, which was I spent so much time in the morning picking up loads of trash that when I got to sort of 11 o'clock, I was looking at and then I was in panic mode. And suddenly I'm in panic mode because I've got to get that 50 kilometers done. And I don't think that works. So I think what Chrissy did was force me to change my strategy into going for the distance straight away. And I actually said to her, let's I changed my plan deliberately as well to go, let's get some decent running in. So instead of the plan that I had in the morning. So I sort of changed it on Strava, or sorry, on my stories, which was to go to do the route that I've done quite a few times, which is the loop around to Sunfort. So I know that's like around 20k. So I decided to do that. There's not going to be much trash. There's going to be a little bit of trash every now and then. So we still picked up some trash, but it wasn't just like constantly. So I could really focus on the running, which meant that I got to sort of like 12 o'clock and I'd done 20 kilometers, which was fantastic. I was like well ahead of the schedule than I've ever done before. And then so she went off. So we had this lovely sort of just run together, just chatting all the time. And in fact, Emma, another sort of parkrun friend, she just coincidentally was running on the same route. So she rocked up as well, and we had a few kilometers with her. So it was a really, for me, Chrissy and Emma, thank you so much, because I had that really helps having that friend. Like I said the other day, it's about 3 minutes on of time that it saves just by per kilometer, just by having friends around you. It really makes a huge difference for me. Emotionally, they are. So I can feel like I can lean on them. Whether or not they like that, I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely that seems the strategy. So that's a strategy that I'm going to adopt tomorrow. There might be a slight deviation in that. So the Running Dutchman, you might see that we've actually got a little bit. I'm going to go out a little bit early and see if I can. I think there's going to be some trash very nearby, so we might just get that, and then we'll do. I think we'll do the Sunfoot Loop as well. I think I want to play it safe for a while and do the Sunfoot Loop again. Um, so I'll probably do that. So get on. So hopefully by the time sort of lunchtime comes around, I've got 25 kilometers in there after a few hours of running. So that's the plan. I think it really makes sense, because then by the time I'm tired, I'm focusing on the trash a bit more. So in the morning, I'm fresh. I'm focusing on the running. In the afternoon, I'm tired. I can focus on the trash. And if I stop and pick up trash, it's a little bit of a rest. So I think I'll let Chrissy's join now. I won't talk about her anymore. Um, so yeah, that was fantastic. Then I went to Runnings. Oh, another thing that happened that seemed to work as well. So Chrissy, I was by Overvane supermarket. Chrissy just waited by the buggy. I got some food. What I did was I got one of those sort of meals, in those liquid meals that you get, and I think that really helps. I've actually got some as well from Plenty Shakes, so I might take out the Plenty Shakes meals and then just sort of put some water and shake it up. I think I might do that. Sort of do that one day. Another day, I kind of like it when it's cold, so I might sort of just get some from the fridge and in the supermarket. And also had sort of the Innocent Shakes as well, so they're a sponsor. So it's a good excuse to go and get one of their smoothies. So I really enjoyed that. I think Chrissy is saying she always does her long run on a Tuesday. I think she's lying. I think she's doing it just to because it's me. I think that's it. Chrissy, doesn't matter what you say. I believe me. I am right. I'm like doing a Trump. I'm sorry. I will say it enough times that people will believe me and not you. You do not do your long runs. Um, so, in fact, Chrissy, how did the rest of the run go? Because I mean that's the other thing. Someone's doing a long run with me. I'm like shuffling along. We were doing like 8 minute pace, 8 minute kilometer pace. So I'm like a very little bit cognizant of this is kind of slow for her. So hopefully you were able to speed up. Just let me know in the chat. Um, Yeah, and I've also, yeah, Norbert sort of pointed out, I've also got a couple of shakes from them. So I think I think that's the plan. I think what Norbert and Kirsten did was they sort of got me looking at sort of liquid meals, and I think that works. I can just go and down it in one, done. And that just works instead of like forcing that food. There are some foods that I like. Chrissy is saying that the last bit was slightly faster, but lots harder. Yeah, slightly faster, lots harder. Of course, it's going to be harder. That you're not with the banana. The banana gives you energy. Um, so we had that. Then I went into town. I had to get a new speaker because my speaker, I have to send it back. because it's sort of within the 2-year warranty. So I've got sort of the JBL Flip 7, which is really powerful and nice. I really like it, but it's just it's died on me now. So I've had it for just over a year and a bit. So I'm going to send it back and get a new one, but that doesn't really help me now. So I went out and got a different speaker, slightly bigger, more volume, more volume. In fact, I was pumping up so hard, I think some old people cycling past me were getting a bit grumpy, but that's okay. I've got my rocking playlist on now, so I'm just blasting it out. So then I headed off to Felserbrook just to just try and get some trash, and also I promised a few people I'd go to Felserbrook, so I went in there, and suddenly I found no, it's not the JBL Extreme. I've got the JBL Charge, which is a sort of slightly bigger version of this. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, and the battery lasts 24 hours, so I don't need to sort of charge it. So it's just sort of perfect for that. In Velsa, then we start getting the big trash. So straight off, so the first half, I've got about a kilo. I've just got a little bit of trash. That's all I've got. A couple of umbrellas. I think we've got a couple of umbrellas. We had some really nice kids chatting to us, but yeah, I only had a little bit of trash, and then suddenly, bang, Felser, and then suddenly my total for the day is 87 kilos. So even without picking up much trash in the first half, wow, I hit some targets today on that. My 25 kilo target was just blown out of the water. Crazy. And it was mainly down to a couple of things. It's the second time. I know Simona was running with me one time, and we found a bucket full of concrete that the builders just went, okay, this is set now. It's no good to us. The bucket's no good to us. We'll throw it in the bushes. So suddenly I've got like trash that's full of rock hard concrete. This was even worse. This was 37 kilos of concrete that was just in a huge bucket on the side of the road, and you kind of know where they are. So I went, all right, okay, if someone's going to dump something, it's going to be there. And then I rock up. There's two sort of great big plastic cans of I think cleaner or something, and then there's this huge tub of set concrete. So 37 kilograms. I think it was 30 for the bucket of cement, and then 7 for everything else that I'd found there as well. And you could see actually what the workers had done. They dumped that there, and they also dumped 4 beer cans. So they obviously had a little bit of a drinks. Right, what should we do? Let's just dump it all there in the cans as well. So straight away I got some cans. The other thing I found was a giant Bose speaker. I think I've got it on my stories. I'm not sure if I've got my stories, but literally it was just a monster subwoofer from Bose. So like a really expensive subwoofer, and it was just lying on the side of the road. In fact, it was outside a car dealership. So I went into the car dealership and said, "Is this yours?" And they went, "No." So I just sort of took it, put it on the side of the side of bin, and then sort of did a message to the council just to pick it up. So that was huge. So I got loads of trash, more trash to come. Don't you worry. Then it's just running back. I'm doing really well, and then bumped into a couple of friends. So Linda, bumped into her, and also John from Parkrun. He joined me, and we were just running along, and then I spotted this in the water, and I said, "You can fish it out this time." So I got my hook, and I've got my hook and my sort of ropes so that you can get things out of the water. So I gave it to John, said, "You can go fishing." So this is what we found at the water's edge.
I mean, we're just going to bring it out and then...
So I just spotted the tire, and he went, "Oh, I know what this is."
Need a landing there.
Awesome. so much fun. It's so much fun sort of taking the grabber and doing a little bit of fishing. So John, we'll be doing that tomorrow. Just as a heads up, I've got a place I think where we can find some. So yeah, it's really good. So then what he did was he carried it to a bin further away. What you got to make sure is you don't sort of put it in the bin right next to the water, because it's just going to end up in the water again. So he did that. That was good. And then we ran on. Then Paolo rocked up, the guy that's been giving me the drink, and saw me in the worst bit of the worst, the worst state yesterday. And now he's like going, oh bloody hell, what's happened? I just do not under yeah he's like, I can't walk next to you on the bike because you're running. So he was like in an awkward position of like having to jog with a bike and not in jogging gear and everything, but he was a star. So he's been 3 times now, he's been a superstar. So thank you so much, Paolo. um yeah, so that was fantastic. Just got a question: am I intending to join the Amsterdam Park Run on Saturday? No, I can't make it, my first event. In fact, I'll talk about that straight away now. So what's happening is tomorrow I'm in Haarlem, um, and then the next day, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm at trail.nl in Amsterdam. So that's the trail running specialist store in Amsterdam. Just go to trail.nl and you'll see their store. Brilliant store, lovely owner, Dirk. And he's so they've been doing some posts and invited me for collabs. And or I was out on the run. They said, is this photo okay? And I went, yeah, that's fine. I was like thinking, I don't remember standing like that. This is AI. They've made an AI photo of me. They've sort of taken a photo and they've sort of put it with the storefront behind. I didn't realize that, because if you have to actually go to my Instagram or their Instagram and see it and zoom in and spot all the details that you kind of go, oh, that is weird. Like the banana on my suit is just really weird. That's not like a banana. That's something really weird. For some reason, I'm grabbing the bag and my hands are showing, my fingers are showing through. There's something on the end of the grabber that's preventing it to be shut. There's some really funny details on there, and that is not my face. I was like going, oh, I look quite good on that, and I went, oh, it's bloody AI. I really don't mind, because it's sort of drumming up business, and I didn't have a photo of me standing in front of it. It would have been really cool. So I love what they do. I think normally I'm like really against AI. In this one, I'm just finding it amusing. I think it's kind of lovely, and anything that gets people to join. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you see that there are 3 times throughout the day that you can join me. So what's really exciting is you can join me for, it's like an hour. We'll do like 6 kilometers of just around the store and then head back to the store. We will have a selection of Mount to Coast shoes. So the shoes that I'm wearing throughout this adventure, you'll be able to sort of try those on. They've got a different selection. So I think they've got like the C1, which is one that I'm wearing, the maybe the H1, which is the gravel shoe, which I love. I might sort of wear that a couple of times. And then they've also got, I think, the T1, the trail shoe. So you can definitely try out some of their shoes. It's definitely worthwhile. And you can ask me sort of any questions about that. So yeah, just pop along, and yeah, just rock up. I don't think we're asking for registration. Just rock up and sort of to one of those times, and then hopefully I'll see you there. I'd love to sort of say hi and everything and make it a little bit fun. And then maybe you get in the video, we're sort of talking about, okay, let's actually get sort of some people that join us in the live streams and on posts as well. So we sort of really want to make it sort of work. So you got the address there in Maasstraat, 37. So Maasstraat 37. So you'll be able to sort of come along to the Trail NL. It's a beautiful store anyway. If you like trail running, you're going to love that store. It's got all of the cool shoes. It really has. So definitely sort of check that out. So no, I won't be doing Amsterdam Boss Park Run on Saturday. We're heading off to Trail NL because I've got my first one at 10:30 kicking off there. So but if you want to sort of come along after the park run, you can join me between 12 and 1. I think that'd be really nice timing in terms of sort of getting across town to get there. So it's definitely worth trying and worth coming along to the store. So I think that's really good. So I yeah, I think I just don't understand how I could be nearly dying at the end of a 50-kilometer run, have a few hours sleep, and then wake up the next day and blitz out one of my fastest 50Ks. I just do not understand how the body works. I think this is, I'm not saying it's because of the supplements. I'm not saying it's because of the black roll, foam rolling, and compression boots. I'm not saying it's because of I'm vegan. I think I know is a proven factor. The reason why I can do these things, because I just don't have that inflammation the next day, or I can get through. It gets processed in my body so quickly, shall we say, and out in the morning, that I think that really helps. But I think all these elements are just adding together, and it just shows. And I think that just shows the importance of, even if it's not that reason, I'm trying. What it shows is I'm trying everything I can to make sure that I can complete this challenge. So whereas yesterday it was, how am I possibly going to finish this? Is the end? Am I broken one? I'm definitely not broken today. And it's, oh my God, how am I still running? I don't get it. It's just amazing. The human body is so amazing if you put your trust in it. I think that's the best thing. So I'm going to have a bath, and then I'm going to sort of just get a little bit of eat, and maybe get a little bit of admin done, etc. And then sort of go to bed and try and have a nice long sleep today, and then see if that helps, because I've got a fun day tomorrow with the running Dutchman. So as I say, give them a follow. It should be a lot of fun. I'm going to see if there are any sort of questions. What's it today? When I was at work, where I already checked Garmin, see how you're doing. Look great. You got your first 20, 30, 40 kilometers on really early and fast compared to last week. Yeah, exactly. Getting that distance done is the thing to do, and that's what I'll be doing. So, and I've also just got a comment: have you considered to do the 25K in the morning, have a bit of a rest, and then do the rest in the afternoon and evening? Yes, I know that's a sort of a proven strategy. So when you sort of see the people running across America, so I've seen a couple of those YouTube sort of videos. What they do is they will sort of take a rest. They will do a morning run. They will do morning, afternoon, evening sessions, and that works out really well for them. And they can get to sleep. They can get to eat. The difference is they have a support crew. I think the biggest thing is they have someone that's doing all the cooking, that's doing everything. They literally can go to sleep and get woken up in an hour, and then just sort of carry on. I don't have that luxury. So for me, the only way that I can do this is to get it all done in one go. What I could do is have a longer rest, and that just didn't work for me. It was like I was resting for no sake. I think the best strategy for me is get some speed kilometers in there. Well, relatively speedy commons in, and then um, you will not be getting a siesta tomorrow. You will not be getting, the only thing you'll be getting is a Coke. That's the only thing you'll be getting, is a Coke at lunchtime. No siestas here, and it's not going to be that hot anyway. Um, so I think for me, in one go just works best. I just want to get it done and just sort of trickle through. And then when I slow down, I know that I'm focusing on trash. I think that's good. Plugging abroad, what would be anything for you and your support? Yeah. So, do I want to mention this? Plugging abroad. So there's a question from Peo saying about plugging abroad. I think that's a really good thing to raise up. Is I have a goal. So, and the goal was next year, but I just don't have the supporters. I just don't have the mass following that I need to be able to do this. My goal is to do what I'm doing now, from coast to coast in America. I want to run across America, coast to coast, with a buggy, with a banana suit, picking up trash. And then it's 3 months of marathons in a row, and then I need a support crew. So yeah, plugging abroad in America is definitely my bucket list item. That's sort of my, the highest thing I can do. Um, it is definitely there. In terms of other countries, I mean, I would love to do some other countries. I have next year's plan already, it's already known to a few people, and it is does have that flexibility to do a bit abroad. So all I'm going to say is watch this space. So that's the idea. So just watch your space for next year. It is definitely not going to be one thing I've definitely said is okay. Right, what I've done is 31 marathons. Now I'm doing 40 ultras. I'm not gonna just go up and up and up. The next one I do like this will be running across America, plogging across America in the banana suit, picking up trash. That will be the next one in this type of event, because I don't think it serves any purpose. Anything else is going to have. So I want to make it exciting and sort of meaningful and a challenge for me. I don't want it to just be more of the same. So just watch your space. Um, no, you can't have a siesta in the buggy. There's no room in the buggy. Don't even think about it. Just for that, I will give you. I will. Yeah, you were definitely getting. Where is it? Where that banana suit? You're getting that banana suit. So just you brace yourself. You're gonna have the full experience. I do love that when people wear the banana suit. I think it's just so awesome. Chrissy didn't look very keen to wear it this morning. So we'll see. I did use a different banana suit today. For if anyone noticed, I used the Patagonia suit just because it was rainy, and that is a little bit more of a technical, lighter fabric that's a little bit more suited for rain. I didn't want to sort of risk just having a real tough day. Having after yesterday with my regular banana suit that I've been using. So I think tomorrow I should be okay going back to it. But yeah, the plan was actually to use the new banana suit with the brown spots 50% of the time. But I'm enjoying it so much, I've been using it all the time. But so there will be some days when I don't use it. And of course, the one day that I don't use it, then I've got kids coming up to say, that's a very funny colored banana suit. So um, so I think that's about it. I've talked about I've got I think those are all the things. So 87 kilos, which is a 900 liters of trash. So that's kind of crazy considering, Chrissy, how much we actually picked up on that half, the first half of the adventure. So super grateful to all the support I've had. Let's see how tomorrow goes. I think. I had someone come and said that they loved the name, and I mean it's just so funny if people know the way of life thing. I'm trying to think of something sort of spiritual and kind of cool to sort of mention, especially seeing as Kim has just joined on Instagram. So I need to make it sort of impactful. So um, this really is. Someone was like saying, love the name. I mean, it really is kind of crazy how it just suits me. For me, I think it just suits me. This is my way of life, and I love it. And I love telling people throughout the day today was like saying, yeah, this is, and I say, yeah, my job is to go for a run, pick up trash, tell a positive story about it, and not focus on the behavior of people dropping trash, but to inspire the behaviors that we want to see in people. And yeah, with the challenge with the run for promises, I can see I've had to adapt it a little bit because a lot of the time you'll see someone and you say, yeah, I'm doing this for I want small promises from people that are acts of kindness, and a lot of the time people will say, yeah, I do loads already, and it kind of I kind of go, yeah, but I kind of want you to do something extra. If you find this inspirational, do something extra. But it doesn't seem to sort of work out so much. So then what I do is I kind of change it a little bit and say, okay, that's great. How many times do you really think about that? Or do you spend most of your time worrying about the things that are going bad in your life? Do you actually think about the things that are going good and feeling? And when you do something good, feel how it feels. Just take that moment to pause and go, that felt good. I really enjoyed that. And that's the thing is we get so sort of sucked in on all those negative stuff. And then if you actually go, oh, I don't feel very good. the years ago, when I had my weight under control and I wasn't binge eating and everything, I had a really sort of eye-opening so, I mean, loads of people would have sort of talked about this, so it's nothing original, but for me, it was an original thought for me, and that was food is there for fuel. It shouldn't You should feel energized after eating food. So, what was happening is, as a family, we'd have like a chips day, yeah, a free day, and so we'd have that in, and then when I was trying to sort of lose some weight, what I was doing, I was shifting, and I was having sort of soup and things. So everyone else was having the sort of the chips and stuff. I was having soup, and then I really noticed they were all lethargic after it, and I was energized. Food is there to fuel you. That's the main reason. It should give you energy. It shouldn't suck energy out of you. And it's the same with bad news. It sucks energy out of you. Yes, you do need to know about these things, or especially if you're really interested in current what's going on and things like that, to keep abreast of it. You can't avoid it, but make sure that you counteract it with that positive stories, those positive stories in the news. Hunt them out and bring them in and let them become your energy. That's what we need to do. We need to have those are the tools that we've got to fight the negative things going on in the world, to be able to counteract it, to combat it. We need that positive stories. And that's the whole purpose of the Run for Promises, is to bring that in and go, we can do this. There is positive energy out there. Let's focus on the positive energy, the acts of kindness, and we can solve this problem together. I'm not saying there isn't a problem. There is a problem we need to solve, but we need to have the tools to it and the energy to do it. And that's the whole purpose of the Run for Promises. Oh my God. I've done it again tonight. See, now I want to end the live stream and I've forgotten to press the button. So thank you for joining. Tomorrow, let's see what happens tomorrow. Is it going to be? It's like a good day, bad day. Good day, bad day. Is it going to be a bad day, or is it going to be a good day? I have no idea. Look at the live tracking, and then you'll be able to see. If not, then John, you're going to be pushing me in the trolley. So if it looks like I've got a very even flow without sort of any sort of ground contact, that's because I'm sitting in the trolley and John's pushing me. So it should be a fun day tomorrow. I'll speak to you tomorrow night, same time, same. Oh, look at that, same time, same place. See, again, I didn't press the button. I've pressed the button now.